Book of the Dead. Magic and Theology. Gods, spirits, demons of the Book of the Dead. In the ancient Egyptian language, the only general word referring to the category of the divine is nature, represented by the hieroglyph O, which probably depicts a cult flag or rapt fetish, while the sign of a falcon on a pole, or the hieroglyph of the seated god occurs as determinatives of divine names. Nature is generally translated as God. It indicates the main gods mentioned above, which occur in myth, have cult places, and reside in temples. However, a crowd of supernatural entities not worshipped in temples and not even appearing in myths and official cults are present as well in the texts and vignettes of the Book of the Dead. They have various names and epithets according to their physical appearance, their function, or the place where they live within the variegated regions of the netherworld. If, on one hand, they belong to the sphere of the nature because of their superhuman nature, on the other hand they differ from the main gods for not possessing a universal power. Their sphere of action and range of magic power are limited and circumscribed to a physical space and very specific roles or influences toward the deceased. An example of this limited power is a mammoth, the devourer of the dead, a composite animal being with crocodile head, upper body part of a lion, and lower part of a hippopotamus, who is a constant presence during the final judgment, for she is ready to destroy the life of those who are not judged favorably. Her divine power was therefore only related to the retribution in the afterlife. Similarly, the mostly hybrid creatures supervising the gates and doors of the netherworld, which occur in a group of very popular spells of the corpus, spells 144 إلى 147, are better defined as guardian demons than gods, since their sphere of action is restricted to the place they guard and it is only there that the deceased faces them and interact with them in order that they may let him pass through. Cat. No. 17. The popularity of these guardians was so widespread that they are depicted and mentioned not only on papyrus but also on coffins, tomb walls, and even temples. In the latter, their status changes from being guardians of the afterlife to genii of the temple, but their static function, they cannot leave the place they guard, is the same. The protective function of the guardians is related to the important moment of the vigil of Osiris during the hours of night, when the mummified body of the god needs protection before rebirth. For this reason, it is not surprising that the spells on the guardian demons and their vignettes are widely employed on coffins in order to protect the mummy. The guardians have generally a hybrid iconography with an animal head and anthropomorphic body. The head can represent various sacred animals, from reptiles to birds and mammals, in particular crocodiles, snakes, dogs, rams, bulls, monkeys, and falcons, just to mention a few. They are depicted sitting or standing, alone, in couples, or as triads, while holding attributes that can vary from vegetal elements resembling barley, probably a symbol of fertility, to knives or upstanding lizards, the latter being also the hieroglyph for many. Their iconography may be confusing since in some cases it is the same as for certain main gods, such as the dog-headed Anubis or the crocodile god Sobek. Their names are what distinguishes them from the main gods, although some of those names may be used also as epithets for the gods, such as the one with many forms, which is also an epithet of the god Amun, Rior, the one with many faces, which also applies in other religious texts to Osiris and Re.